Oh my goodness, at Masada fortress. What is a fortress? We are going to look through the Bible and discover what a fortress is, because King David in the book of Psalms, he talked a lot about fortress, describing the Lord as his fortress. So, Lord and the good life. Yes, Lord and the good life. Hi, good people. How are you? This is Veronica, and in today's video, we are at Judean desert. There's so much beauty here, and we are standing on Masada fortress. And when I think of fortress, I see King David talking about God, calling God his fortress, his stronghold, my hiding place. So, what is all about a fortress? A fortress is a place, a stronghold that is on a high level, where you can see your enemies coming in as you are there on top, and be able to hide from your enemies. Here there is a sad story about the Jews that killed themselves. About 600 Jews, they killed themselves during the Roman siege. And we are going to read about it, and we are going to enjoy some hiking. Yes, it's very early in the morning. It's 6:30, and that is the Dead Sea. And we are going to enjoy sunrise. Yes. Of course, with my crew here, the Filipinos. We left Tel Aviv at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now is 6:30. And I hope that you guys are going to enjoy. Later on, we are going to read about the Roman siege. Somehow it's dark, you can see properly. So let's go for some hiking time.
Okay, let's go everyone!
Masada National Park. It was built by the Romans in 73 CE during the siege against the rebels at Masada. It will be a great day today. Yes. Fortress. We are going to read some Bible verses from the book of Psalms that talks about fortress. Why David compared God or the Lord as his fortress, his hiding place. Siege ramp path. So we are going to follow the siege path. By the way, the last time that the fortress was in use was during the Byzantine period. And during the Byzantine period, there was a church. There was a church there. So we are going to see a lot of historical background, history in this place. There is a synagogue, of course, where I told you that Jews, more than 600 Jews, committed suicide here during the Roman siege, because they thought to themselves, or they talked with each other, and so that if the Romans would catch them, or if the Romans got hold of this place and fight them alive, they would be tortured to death, and their women and children would be taken to captivity, and they will suffer a lot. So they gathered together, the men, the leaders, they gathered together, and they decided, they chose 11 men, I think 11 or 10 men. They chose them, those men that knew or could be able to kill each other, and they came with a plan. They told the men to go back to their wives and children and kill them. Okay? Imagine your husband coming home and killing you and the kids. Very sad story. And I think somehow you can understand that they were living in time. The time that they were living in, it was a time of war. And instead of surrendering themselves to the enemy, they found it worth that it's better for them to kill themselves than to fall in the hands of the enemies. Yes, life belongs to God. He's the one who gives, He's the one who takes. But if I put myself in their shoes, maybe I can understand why they did so. So what happened? Every man went back to their families, to their wives and kids and children. They went back to their family. They killed the children and the wives. Then the men came back, and these 11 men that were chosen, or 12, I don't remember correctly. I'm going to check. Maybe I'll write in the comment section. They killed the men. Okay? Then they were left with the 11 men. Then the other men killed themselves, and they were left, the last man, and it was left one man, and then that other man killed himself. So you see, it's called the Roman assault ramp. Where now stand the closest point to Masada summit to build the ramp. So then later on, the Romans came to take siege of this place, and guess what? To their shock, they were shocked because they thought that they are going to get hold and capture, kill and torture the Zealots. But then, to their dismay, they found that they had killed themselves. So this is a sobering mood in this place, very sad place. And King David used to come here to hide himself from the enemies. Remember, from his enemy. Remember King David and King Saul. There was one time that King David hid himself at the strongholds of En Gedi. From here we are heading to En Gedi. We're going to see the strongholds or the oasis of En Gedi in the middle of the desert. So King David used to hide himself from Saul. The Lord is my fortress, my hiding place. So what is a fortress? It's like a hiding place. It's like a hiding place, and this place was built by King Herod, the greatest builder of the time. Look at how beautiful it is. We are at the Judean desert. And from the top of the fortress, we'll see where Gomorrah was. The city of Gomorrah, one of the cities that God destroyed. Whew. Oh my goodness. Imagine those people up there. At least I'm not the last one. You can see the others behind me. Wow, they cannot fall, these stones. They're beautiful, yeah. The rock of my salvation, my hiding place. Psalms 18, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord. When the Lord delivered him from the hand of all his enemies and from the hand of Saul, he said, I love you, Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield, and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. I call to the Lord, who is worthy of praise, and I have been saved from my enemies. The cords of death entangled me. The torrents of destruction overwhelmed me. The cords of the grave coiled around me. The snares of death confronted me. In my distress, I called to the Lord. I cried to my God for help. From his temple, he heard my voice. My cry came from him into the ears. The earth trembled and quaked, and the foundations of the mountains shook. They trembled because he was angry. Smoke rose from the nostrils. Consuming fire came from his mouth. Burning coals blazed out of it. He parted the heavens and came down. Dark clouds were under his feet. He mounted the cherubim and flew. He soared on the wings of the wind. He made darkness his covering, his canopy around me. The dark rain clouds of the sky. Out of the brightness of his presence, clouds advanced. With hailstones and bolts of lightning, the Lord thundered from heaven. The voice of the Most High resounded. He shot his arrows and scattered the enemy. With great bolts of lightning, he loaded them. The valleys of the sea were exposed, and the foundations of the earth laid bare. At the rebuke, Lord, at the blasts of breath from your nostrils, he reached down from on high and took hold of me. He drew me out of deep waters. He rescued me from the powerful enemy, from my foes who were too strong for me. They confronted me in the day of my disaster. But the Lord was my support. He brought me out into a spacious place. He rescued me because he delighted in me. The Lord has dealt with me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanliness of my hands. He has rewarded me. This is an example of a fortress in the desert. The hiding place, as David spoke of a fortress, calling the Lord his God, his hiding place, his hiding place, his fortress, his rock of salvation. That's how the Masada used to look like. Wow. Hi. Hello, the king with good life. So now we are entering the palace, the Western Palace of Herod the Great. We are walking through the Bible, through history. Western Palace. You see, there were two palaces. There is the Northern Palace, there is Western Palace. And no, I think the Western Palace is here. You are visiting the palace of Herod the Great. Yes, with me, Veronica. Yes. Here there was. Wait a minute. Wow. They did Hanukkah here. at that Dead Sea. We are on the side of the Dead Sea, and on the other side where you see is Jordan. So it's the border between Israel and Jordan. Jordan, the kingdom of Jordan. What was this? Mikveh? The cleansing place? I think it was a swimming pool or mikveh. Wow. Byzantine church. Near the Dead Sea is a mountain called Marda. On this mountain lives Halmites who have a vegetable garden 6 miles away near the seashore. Whenever the hermits wish to send out to the garden for vegetables, they harness a donkey and tell it, go to the garden and bring us vegetables. And it goes down quite alone to the gardener. Every day, one can see the donkey ascending and descending on its own and serving the elders. Wow. Why did monks settle in the ruins of a fortress in the heart of the desert? In the desert, they sought the tranquility that would bring them closer to the Creator. The cells of the monks who lived on Masada in the 5th to 7th centuries CE were scattered all over the mountain in small buildings, in caves, and in cisterns that had gone out of use. There, they communicated with the Creator in isolation, and here, in the church, they gathered to worship together. Wow. Let's see the church. Was it Pentecost? Was it Protestant? Was it Catholic? The monks. The mosaic of the church. During the Byzantine period. You know, they are trying to catch the sun as it rises. Love the tree in the deserts. Hmm?
Are you okay?
Where was the synagogue? I'm looking for the synagogue because
This is the Byzantine church.
I know, but where is the synagogue? You know, at the synagogue, that is where they committed a suicide.
Okay.
Ah, synagogue is number 11. I see. On this side. And who are these Jewish zealots? They were freedom fighters. Jews that saw that their lad was going through a lot of turmoils by the Romans, and they decided to fight for their lad. So they came here at the fortress where they could see the enemies coming in. You see the barracks and rebels dwellings. See, this is where they used to live. Wow. I think that's a good place for... Let me go up there. The beauty of Israel, beauty of Holy Land. Watchtower. The watchtower where they could see the enemies coming in. The watchtower. It's a big place. Wow. Salika. Quarry. The commandant's residence. Who could be entrusted with the defense of the refuge fortresses in the desert, built by a king who feared rebellion from within and enemies from without? Wow, what a life. The commandants of the desert fortresses were apparently trusted associates of the king, prominent men who had held public office. Wow. King Herod feared the enemies without and within. He was such an evil man, although a great builder. Evil that he even killed his wife, you know? Cruel, so cruel. He had everything but peace. Oh, that's few Asians, you know? Gomorrah, the cities that God destroyed. Main entrance. Wow. The commandant's headquarters. Visitors to Masada in ancient times reached the summit just as we do today from the east. After climbing to Masada up to the snake path, they too made their way to the southern east entrance of the northern palace. Here they reach a planned entrance compound containing two buildings with a square between them. The rooms of the building were richly decorated, some with wall paintings. see how it used to look like. For the actual top, being a rich soil and softer than any plain, was given up by the king to cultivation in order that should there be a dearth of provisions from outside, those who had committed their lives to the protection of the fortress should not suffer from it. What does one need in a fortress or fortified palace to lead a regular life? First and foremost, food and water, then defense, and finally, a sumptuous lifestyle, world of the king's status. Masada's isolation from inhabited areas required specific attention to basic needs. The enormous storerooms complex, the cisterns within and around the fortress, and the possibility of growing crops on the plateau enabled a pleasant life in peaceful times and survival for the long period during an emergency. Oh my God, the birds are calling me. The birds are calling me. How are you? I think these two birds, they have a message for me. To the storerooms complex. Wow. Oh, those are big stores. For here had been stored a mass of corn, amply sufficient to last for years, abundance of wine and oil, besides every variety of pulse and piles of dates. Wow. This is so amazing, you know? No wonder he was called King Herod the Great. To the northern palace. Today we are touring palace. So the northern palace. The northern palace is without a doubt the architectural pearl of Masada, one of the most daring structures built by King Herod anywhere in the country. Wow, this is isolated palace This isolated palace was uniquely built on three terraces with enormous retaining walls and connected by an external staircase, balcony, and its windows. The king could enjoy the spectacular landscape of the Dead Sea, the mountains of Moab, and the oasis of En-Gedi. Yes, the Dead Sea and the mountains of Moab. Those are the mountains of Moab, or they are called Mountains of Gilead. Okay, and then on this other side he could see the oasis of En-Gedi. Yes, you see from that side very far is the En-Gedi. Wow, the oasis of En-Gedi. Yes, you see the upper terrace. The sleeping and guests' quarters of the northern palace show great similarity to a palace in Rome, attributed to a close associate of Emperor Augustus and Agrippa. To talk of royal. Yes. Think of Gomorrah, the city that once stood here. Wow, look at that. It is beautiful. This is so beautiful. Mosaic floor. Mosaic floor with motifs popular in the Jewish arts of the Herodian period. The synagogue. So the 600, long since my brief men, we determined neither to serve the Romans nor any other save God. Wow. Vision of the dry bones. Under this floor were found fragments of biblical scrolls, including the vision of the dry bones in the book of Ezekiel. The synagogue at the Masada is one of the very few discovered so far to date from the Second Wrong period. So this is where the men decided to commit suicide, other than fall in the hands of the Roman rulers. It was a synagogue. Here it was found the scrolls of Ezekiel chapter 37, the vision of the dry bones. We are going to read about the vision of the dry bones. Masada. Masada. Oh! Visits Israel from home. Wow. Meet him on Facebook. It's elevated. You can see when your enemies are approaching you. And God hides us like this from our enemies. Thank you so much, good people. Wow. the beauty of the Negev deserts, unmatched beauty. God bless you so much. I appreciate you, good people. Thank you for your time, and thank you so much for following me on my Bible tours. I don't take your time for granted. God bless you so much. You can write on the comment the places that you want us to visit, and if you don't know the place, you just tell me from the Bible, because we are walking through the Bible. Just mention a verse and say, Veronica, you can take us to this place. You can mention the book of Genesis, the book of Deuteronomy, you can mention Leviticus, any place, just mention, and we are going to find it, and we are going to walk through the Bible together. Thank you.